Fabulous. Taurus Riley.
She's royal, yeah, so royal.
Presented by the Sufra Event Management Organization. Sunday, May 5th at the Sufra Mini Stadium from 3 p.m. General admission $130 EC. VIP $400 EC. Get your tickets at fourcirclestickets.com. SRDF, The Cell, Sufra Jazz, Ultimate Experience.
Live streaming has become one of the best ways to connect the funeral of a loved one with friends and family, both local and international. NBC Television will live stream your funerals on television and Facebook at a reasonable rate. With our state-of-the-art equipment, you can be assured that the quality of your funeral will be to your satisfaction. Call our office now and book your obituary and streaming with us. 758-453-7458.
The man, the voice. Your hero is back. Raw facts, no fluff. Shelton Daniel is here to deal with the issues. Real issues. 12:30 p.m. to 2 p.m. Monday to Friday on Real FM. The man, the voice.
Another wonderful Tuesday afternoon to you, everyone. It is the last Tuesday, the last day of the month of April 2024, the 30th, that is. This is The Real Issues with me, Shelton Daniel, your host and producer. Our technical operator is again our station manager, Nigel Nicholas. Good afternoon to you, as well as good afternoon to everyone else tuning into and listening to our program today. It airs weekdays from 12:30 until 2 p.m. on Real FM Radio, 91.3 the frequency for the North and 91.5 South, simulcasting on NBC Television, channel 120 on the Flow Cable TV service. We are also on Facebook Live. Yesterday, we are back on Facebook Live. I know we were knocked off yesterday, and some of you made requests that I send the link. There wasn't anything that we could do about it. Even if I sent you the link, it won't open for you because we had been reported for some reason or the other, and Facebook had found a way to bump us off. But I suppose the talents and skills and experience and expertise of Nigel has gotten us back there again. So let us know, give us a little ping to let us know that you're receiving us on the above mentioned platforms, the Facebook Live, and to tell you that today you can also get us on Real FM's YouTube channel. All right, I suppose I'll soon be posted in the Real Issues WhatsApp group, so you'll see the links there shortly if they're not there already. In fact, the link for the Facebook Live is already there, I think, and the YouTube link will soon be posted there as well. So our apologies for whatever inconvenience you may have suffered yesterday. We say weekdays, so that means holidays are accepted. Tomorrow is a public holiday. It is the 1st of May, Labor Day, May Day, and to those of you who may have some associations with whether Labor has to do with the Labor Party, yes, it is, but that's not the reason for the day. The day existed, I think, before the Labor Party came into existence. The Labor Party came into existence and is called the Labor Party because of its association with the labor movement, also referred to as the trade union movement. A lot of the labor parties in the Caribbean, almost all of them, grew and rose out of the trade union movement, which is also called the labor movement, the organized labor movement, and that's how they got their names of the labor parties. A lot of the Labour Party politicians and leaders and so on, which at one time included John Compton, by the way. He started off, or he was a member of the Labour Party at one time. He was also a trade unionist. He was a man who organized labor for protests, for demonstrations, and for the battle for workers' rights and so on. So George Frederick Lawrence Charles, GFL Charles was also a trade unionist. And so the Labour Party, which came into existence, was as a result of the work that he and so many others did in the organized labor movement, and that's how they became, or it came to be called the St. Lucia Labour Party. So tomorrow will be Labor Day. It will be May Day, a day to recognize the work, the rights, the contributions, the struggles of workers in this country. It is a day of universal significance to all of us in the country, and I believe this has been recognized. Never mind colors, never mind parties and things of that sort. We've come a long way, but we still have a very long way to go, especially the workers of this country. All right. Can somebody please enlighten me? And I'm going to open the phone lines because I recognize the way the program went yesterday. It looked like there were people who really had a lot to say. And so, but we had to end at 2 o'clock because of our commercial advertising commitments and so on. And so I had to shut it off kind of abruptly, even while someone was on the line. I'm going to give you the time, especially in recognition of the fact that there won't be a program tomorrow. It's going to be a public holiday. But before we get to that, can someone please tell me, Nigel, I don't know if you know, this game, how do you call it? Some challenge using 2 lead pencils. And for I was in Antigua a couple of years ago, and that was a big thing there, you know, about people saying about how it has some devilish connection, and students at the school started acting strange, and they were passing out, and they were uttering strange languages. How do 2 lead pencils come to acquire so much power? I mean, I don't know. You mean all the time we were at school using lead?
There's a chant behind it.
There's a what?
There's a chant.
So it's an invocation of something. I was wondering, you know, we're at school all the years, we use lead pencils, and, you know, what is it that somebody can do with 2 lead pencils that can cause, young people to become possessed? I don't know by what, demon possessed or whatever. I know, and I think I said it on this program once, there was, I don't know if to call it a toy now, called a Ouija board, you know, which long ago was a big deal. And I thought it was a toy. At the time, M&C Toy Shop was selling it. And I saved and begged and scrunted and scrounged and so on for the price it was selling at the time. Was it $30 or whatever, or $15, which was big money at the time for a little boy. And I bought myself a Ouija board thinking that it was a toy. I can't really tell you. The story is that I thought it was harmless because it was being sold in a toy shop. But what I'm saying, the difference between 2 lead pencils and a Ouija board is the Ouija board had all those inscriptions on it in the top left-hand corner. There was something about some head of somebody in the clouds and some zodiac sign there, and at the bottom, all different kind of things. So maybe you can make a connection that all these symbols and inscriptions may have had some occult significance. But I took it to school to play with my friends. I didn't really know what to say. And amazingly, it's a teacher who, when people saw me, they said, boy, you shouldn't have this thing. I told the teacher, people have been cautioning me. He said, oh, nonsense, don't worry those people. The teacher himself was a Christian. I think he was even a Christian minister, Seventh-day Adventist. And he said, nonsense. So I said, I've been trying to ask it questions and it's not moving or whatever. He said, no, you have to place your hands on it. And there's a particular way you have to ask the question. And then, teacher, Christian teacher, strong. So I expect, that if anything happened. And then he went, Ouija, are you there? And then with our hands on it, he sitting on one side of the table, me sitting, the thing, it didn't slide. I can't tell if it slid on its own or whether it was he doing his thing and making it look, like some kind of illusionist. Yes, you understand? It went to the yes side. Yeah. Came back to the center. Ouija, can you answer? Slide again. Yes, so all the time I'm thinking is the teacher who's doing his thing there. What is so-and-so? A guy came there. What is his age? And then it went, and if it was 17 or 16, it went to 1 and then to 6. It's not, and then he turned and he asked, young man, is that correct? And he said yes. But all the time I am thinking the teacher knows the fella's age, and it's just a game that's being played there. It's a make-believe kind of thing. I cannot tell you I experienced any kind of supernatural thing, but so many people were talking against it. At one time, somebody wrote an article in the Voice newspaper, M&C, stop selling Ouija boards. And the person made out a strong case how this thing has no batteries, it has no power, it has nothing. How does it get? But I'm thinking that that your hands on the thing is really you moving the thing and doing whatever it was. So when I heard the outcry of it all, finally I said, you see this thing? I brought it as a toy, but I'm hearing too much of it being spoken against. I went out in the yard. I was living with my father in Denry at the time. I put some concrete blocks so that it was sitting almost like a fireplace, and I held a stone on top of it and I mashed the thing up in pieces. I can't remember if I burnt it. I can't tell you I'd had any bad experiences, but I just decided this thing, too many people are talking against it and talking about it. I finished. When I'm hearing that the thing about the Charlie's, what's it, Charlie's Challenge or whatever, I don't know. Charlie, are you there? I said, but that is sounding just like Ouija, are you there? Is Charlie another name for Ouija? You know, is it a new demon or whatever it is? But I'm saying, okay, the Ouija board had all kinds of inscriptions on it, so you can say maybe it was, you know, a board version of a crystal ball or whatever. But 2 lead pencils, I mean, if it's that way, I had to be careful. You know, the devil might.
Almost like it's a season, because I remember a couple of years ago it died, it faded out and it's come back again.
Yeah. 2 lead pencils. So now it's very, very inexpensive, you know, to go and to involve yourself with all kind of things and so on. I don't know, you know. I've been hearing a lot of these things in different forms at schools where students start to behave weird, and I think at one of the schools, was it Convent some years ago, they said there was some incident where the girls just started like a mass hysteria kind of thing, who scratching the wall and ready to climb the wall and do all kinds of things. And I said, okay, in Antigua there was some other mass hysteria like kind of event at a school associated with this tool. So I folks, I honestly, you know, I really don't know, you know, where all this is coming from. Let's keep our eyes and our ears open, you know, to give our children guidance. Although right now the pair bonding between young people and so on, I don't know if they want to listen to their parents or anybody anymore. Is their homies, their fellow gang people and their peers and those that they have bonded with and all of that they want to do it. Because another thing that seems to be happening a lot, not just in St. Lucia, everywhere, these fights at schools, where several students gang up on one. I mean, that has happened so much now. You know, in Antigua, it wasn't just with hands. At least in St. Lucia, you mostly see when it's students is a slapping they give to each other and punches and so on. But in Antigua, scissors, knife getting involved, all sorts of things like that taking place and so on. And I'm just wondering what's behind it. Because now the girls seem to be right up there with it. It's not young men you can talk about. It's girls want to gang up and give another girl a beat down and this sort of thing. And I'm wondering, but what do you think is behind that, Nigel?
It's a plural with friends. Like everybody want to be popular.
And there's always somebody to film it, eh?
Yeah, exactly.
Always somebody to do a video of it. Yeah. And my concern is that will they get tired of the hand slaps and the beat down and all of that, and the next thing somebody might have a scissors. Yeah, exactly. Somebody might have a knife. It's not the first time we have heard about, you know, guns being discovered. Is that why the young people got hold of a gun and stole it, and they bring in it in case something like that happened, that they can, you know, have some backup for it? We have to be very careful. Those things can escalate so very quickly. Very quickly. Folks, the telephone lines are open. Like I said, we don't have a program tomorrow. And I recognize maybe there's a lot more you wanted to talk about. So please feel free to come. But there's a couple of 724-7325. That's the mobile number. You can WhatsApp call us on it. Those of you who are overseas. I know the Senate is on today, but I know we also have our people. And we have the first one on the line already. Hi, good afternoon. The Real Issues. Hello? Yeah, hi, good afternoon. I'm hearing you kind of faintly. I don't know if there's anything you can do. Yeah, hello? Yes, hi. Oui, forward là?
Yes, après mon Dieu, grand change.
All right, okay. Comment est forward là?
Yes, après papa mon Dieu. Oui. Bon, Kenya guest, me voulais dire un special good afternoon à tout le monde qui a écouté. Fait que non guest bon matin, ben ya dit Ibrahim. M'oubliez madame là. Mais de content ça, il m'a venu porter toutes sortes de qualités, bonnes nouvelles, bagailles qui a fait, ça qui pour fait, ça qui fait. Et moi apprécié ça. Avec moi voulais remercier tout le monde ces guests là qui a venu. Et moi voulais spécial madame qui va gift pour moi. So moi voulais dire special merci because promises are dead. They vous promettent yon bagay. Alors pas tenir mais pas jamais trop tard. Et madame là, tout quoi coûter, mais I very pretty ba on lot la boute ko tani. A special type birthday gift là. Ma sous birthday encore birthday happy me. FEALTH. Nous a sous FEALTH birthday c'est joie au fête là. Bon, si mwen am quantité di laj, masani birthday encore, mwen F Demouni, c'est qu'on a pour nous couiller. Monsieur Shelton, merci, bonne nouvelle pour Postini, toute la famille. Depuis que de la douille, mon il est in the bottom of the heart.
Okay.
From the toes to the heart. Thank you.
Merci un peu forward là. All right, ek moi me forward là aussi, you know, loyal, always calling, always, you know, tuned in to us, giving us support, enthusiasm, encouraging person. You know, really appreciate that. We don't take for granted, you know, when people are like that, calling us and always there with us and so on. We don't take that for granted. We value it, we cherish it, we appreciate them, and we respect them for it. 724-7325, 4533-911, the numbers to dial. Now, I said I got a couple of messages yesterday that some people sent in response to the topic or that I was discussing about insurance companies reluctant now to to insure motorcycles and so on, and the reason is because the great risk and expense to them and all of that, because a lot of the people, they say, who have those bikes, they do not have the legal footing to begin with by which you can insure the bikes for them. They don't have ownership documents or proof of the vehicle. They don't have registration. They probably cannot have registration. So someone sent me this message, which is a very good one. They said, Shelton, but they have number plate. How do you obtain it? My friend, that's a good point, you know. Or in other words, you're asking me, if they don't have registration and insurance, how come they have number plates? Haven't you heard about all the fake driver's licenses that are going around? Haven't you heard that? Minister King just yesterday at the pre-cabinet briefing said this matter is being investigated because the fake driver's licenses are looking genuine and are looking authentic. Whatever machine or computer or whatever they're using to produce them and to print them out and so on, it obviously is something that is very good in terms of the quality, just like people who are good at counterfeiting money. If they can do that with licenses, you don't believe they can do it with registration and they have people who can produce the number plates for them? The fake thing is there, it's looking like the real thing is only when you come to check it with what is on record in the database at the licensing department. They can't find them in the database there. They do not match what is there. But in terms of them, it's a small thing if they can do it with licenses, my friend. They can do it with registration. Maybe even now they're not insured. You never know how many of them can produce insurance papers. Fake insurance papers that they can print, that they can have on the letterhead of some insurance company that I'm insured with this. But of course, now I think the police have the technology that they can run those things through their computerized system, which I understand they have on patrol vehicles, and they will know whether you are in the database, in the records of the licensing department, and etc., and they can do their checks. And if you fake on one, on the license, for example, you probably fake on the registration, you probably fake on the insurance. But it's only when you catch them and you do this background check that you realize. So having number plates and so on, you don't know whether the racket does not extend to fake number plates, fake registration, and fake everything. We have to be very careful about those things. Another person sent me a message. They said, Shelton, but if someone breaks the traffic law, it's not government to deal with that. The laws are there. It's the police that have to enforce the laws. Well, you know, police are an extension and an arm of government, of the state and so on. So when we talk about government in relation to the police, it is with the understanding that at the end of the day, the police form part of the governance of the country. The law enforcement aspect of governance, they form a part of it. All right, so I guess it is in this context. Nobody is suggesting that Dr. Virginia Albert Poyot or Jeremiah Norbert or whatever can be out there doing law enforcement themselves. But government has to put in place the policies, provide the resources and so on for the police to do their work. But I believe we really would like to see the police do that work with far greater alacrity. All right? Good. Senate killing us today, you know, Nigel. Only the forward callers already. 724-7325 and 4533-911. You see, a few days last week, for almost the whole of last week, we had no program. And I got no end of messages and so on about the program. Do you have a program today? Are we going to have a program today? What about the program yesterday? You know? Where's the link and so on? And I need the program and send me the link. Jodiano your program. Zola kakite moi. Kaskront. Kasoufe. Call back on a tweet by concert. Anyway, let's look at the Facebook Live and see, who are our people on there and what kind of comments that we are getting from them. Oops. See that there? The live chat. Oops. Nigel is taking me straight to YouTube. So the Facebook Live, we have a problem there. The Facebook Live link, I'm not seeing it presently. Let me see. Okay, maybe I went the wrong place. Yes, I went to the YouTube one instead of the Facebook one. Is someone trying to get my attention? All right. Okay, sorry about that, folks. It looks like somebody. I thought maybe it was a co-worker or somebody trying to get my attention. I can't see who it is. Can you see who it is? All right. Good afternoon to you, Heather Alfred, who says good afternoon, Shelton Daniel. Roll Harvey, nice hearing from you. He says, I'm with you, comrades. Comrade Roll Harvey, nice to have you among our listeners. And Heather Alfred sends her blessings to Forward La as well. Terry Alex, thinking just like me, says, so Shelton, if you do not, and I guess she meant if you do not have callers, then read the Facebook Live. Anna Dubois says that lady is so loving, and I know she is referring to Forward La. John Augustine, good afternoon to you. He says, I had to throw a Ouija board outside my window one night. That didn't get one question wrong out of 6 questions. It didn't get one question wrong out of 6 questions. That was the scary part. I've never regretted doing it. I just figured, you have to hearken onto the counsel of people at the time who were older, who were wiser than you. Like I said, I did it pretty innocently, that if something is being sold in a toy shop, you consider it's a toy. I guess at the time, the people at M&C Toy Shop would have thought, it's nothing, it's just a game and so on. But over the years, I heard many, many negative things about it. And I never went down that road again. Solange James, good afternoon to you. She says, adults do a lot of bad things. Parents and families need to care and do a better job raising our children. Citizens need to care about each other. All right, Roger Phillip, good afternoon to you. He says, heard 16 students fainted in one class after some students engaged in that challenge. I don't know. Some part of me wants to witness that thing, when they're doing it, to stand by. But maybe whatever that thing is, it might jump at me. It might grab my throat. It might, force its way on me in some way or the other. All right. Terry Alex says, folks, imagine I tune into the Senate debate and listening to Fira. I know she's referring to Senator Dr. Fira Polius. I got a headache and felt so sick that the boss had to send me home. How are we for one who says she was an educator? SMDH, I think, shake my head with something in between there. Continues, oh my God, the woman was all over the place and like she had a waj. All right. Somebody believes she's always been an embarrassment. Becca Smith, good afternoon to you, who says that she is watching. Marie Blanchard Green says, good afternoon, have a blessed and safe day. I am watching from Bridgeport, Connecticut in the US. Thank you very much for letting us know that, and greetings to you as well. Roger Phillips says, bon après-midi puhu. Alex Sicko Leonti, I don't know, Alex, to me that middle name, you need to take that out, Sicko, I don't know where its origin, what its history is, but I wouldn't want that as a nickname. I wouldn't want that as a middle name. I wouldn't want that as an adopted name or sobriquet, however they call it. The Sicko. All right. Any relation to Virgil Leonti, let me know, please. But the Sicko, it has to go. Okay. John Augustine was typing something again, but he just put A and about 3 asterisks after it. Don't know what it was that he wanted to, that he suppressed, and that he didn't want to say out to who it was directed at. Sabina Charles, good afternoon to you, as well as Esther Joseph. Son Mel says, forward, that's a nice one. Earth Day. We have a caller on the line. Hi, good afternoon. All right. The caller left. Somebody says, Okay. Daniel, he knows all about where are the old books you had. He knows all it. I don't know. I don't know what that means. Let me see. Someone says, "What's up, fat man?" You kind of have an idea who that is. All right. Jerry Gasper, good afternoon to you. Says, "Good afternoon. Lovey St. Lucian's home and abroad viewers and listeners. Enjoy a wonderful afternoon." And Son Mel believes that Terry Alex, that lady is bitter, and she will always be. All right. Well, thank you all very much for those comments. We are approaching our first commercial break, and so would really take another call right now. We have another call on the line. Hi, good afternoon. Real Issues. Yes, hi.
Yeah, I think up there. I'm thinking bank will have to go to the account here.
Hello? Hi, caller, are you there?
So wait, Friday I will do that.
All right. I think maybe that was a mistaken call. Yes. All right. Okay, folks. So the lines are open to take your calls, 724-7325 and 4533-911. The people who would listen to the Real Issues, they are the kind of people who would be glued into things like the Senate and the Parliament and so on. So we have to expect on times like this that they are really, glued into the Senate, which is in session right now, because they are sending comments and feedback about what's happening with Senator Dr. Firapolio. So let's go for a commercial break, and when we come back, we'll read more of the comments and see if we get some calls on this final day of the month of April.
The man, the voice. Your hero is back. Raw facts, no fluff. Shelton Daniel is here to deal with the issues. Real Issues, 12:30 p.m. to 2 p.m. Monday to Friday on Real FM.
Why are you suffering from aches, pains, and illnesses? When there's help for you. At Health Service Center, we offer a wide range of treatment that has been scientifically proven to help you with your aches, pains, and illnesses. Our ICT machine is one of the most effective devices in the health field. It has shown positive results in many health problems, such as back pains, shoulder pains, migraine headaches, pain in the knees and legs, poor circulation, arthritis, diabetic neuropathy, numbness in the feet, strokes and sports injuries. ICT, repairs, rebuild. The power to heal, the future of pain relief.
It is well known that diseases like diabetes, high blood pressure, and other illnesses may restrict blood flow, which can lead to impotence and erectile dysfunction. This is why Enhance was formulated to meet these challenging health problems, which can reduce your ability to perform. If you're having problems maintaining your manhood, then reclaim your manhood today with Enhance. Enhance increases your energy level, boosts your stamina, and increases your endurance.
You can get your Enhance at Southwell VA4, Restorer Pharmacy Soufre, Knightsmed Miku, Lay by Bar The Morn, Dexter's Place Jeremy Street Castries, Citygate Bar The City opposite the market, Plants Place Denry Highway, Arlette Supermarket Soufre, The Release Stress Bar Labrie Highway, Cool Joint Bar Victoria Schwazel, Prios Bus Stop 22, next to the Moshi Bus Stop opposite the Grosley Bus Stop. Prios Bar and Grill in Corinth, Grosley.
Enhance, the best a man can get.
Cause when we roll, we don't roll alone.
Soufre Jazz, the ultimate experience. On the fringe of St. Lucia Jazz, yet taking main focus is Soufre Jazz, the ultimate experience. Featuring Taunton legend, Future Lights, Rob Zai and Finesse, TYP, Ricky T, Jefferson John, Headliners, Nyla Blackman, Skinny Fabulous, Taurus Riley.
She's royal, yeah, so royal.
Presented by the Soufre Event Management Organization. Sunday, May 5th at the Soufre Mini Stadium from 3 p.m. General admission $130 EC. VIP $400 EC. Get your tickets at fourcirclestickets.com. SRDF, The Cell, Soufre Jazz, ultimate experience.
Live streaming has become one of the best ways to connect the funeral of a loved one with friends and family, both local and international. NBC Television will live stream your funerals on television and Facebook at a reasonable rate. With our state-of-the-art equipment, you can be assured that the quality of your funeral will be to your satisfaction. Call our office now and book your obituary and stream with us. 758-453-7458.
The man, the voice. Your hero is back. Raw facts, no fluff. Shelton Daniel is here to deal with the issues. 12:30 p.m. to 2 p.m. Monday to Friday on Real FM. The man, the voice.
Thank you so much, everyone, for staying with The Real Issues on this Tuesday, the 30th and last day of the month of April 2024 with me, Shelton Daniel. Can you imagine? I'm only just learning that we have two outputs on Facebook Live, that you can get us on the MBC Facebook Live and you can get us on the Real FM one. Okay, so I don't know who's on which one. I'll toggle between both of them. Just know that you're welcome from either platform. We're simulcasting on them. All right, so I'm going to be reading from both of them, but I never realized that we were outputting on a Real FM Facebook Live and on an NBC Facebook Live. We are the same company, same people. Good afternoon to you, Joan Edward, in response to your greeting. And she also sends that also to everyone in the chat room. Donan Jabatis, good day to you. Sylvia Kadas, nice hearing from you. She says, good afternoon, Shelton, same to you. Deroy Destang, who says he is listening from the shoreline of Varadero, Cuba. Okay, all right, great stuff, great stuff. Are you a student there, Deroy? Are you a diplomat? Are you having some kind of medical service in Cuba? Just vacationing? Whatever, let us know, okay? Empress Bobo Jean-Baptiste, good afternoon to you and greetings. Stanislas Masso, good afternoon to you as well. Lucille Kade says, good afternoon, Shelton. Blessings to everyone in the chat. Eusebia Jean-Baptiste, good afternoon to you as well. And Sylvester Alphonse says, good afternoon to all viewers. Did miss you, Shelton. We're back, and thank you very much for being part of it. Kenneth Motley says, good afternoon, as well as Alicia Paris and Valence Charles. I think I mentioned you earlier, but he says, a blessed Tuesday afternoon, Shelton. Listeners, also viewers, and everyone on the live. Good day, Real Issues people, says Wilma Amide. Bridget Celestine says, Real Issues is on both NBC and Real FM at the same time. That's good, I'd say so. I think it's a great thing. I just wasn't aware of it, you know. So you see my ignorance, working right in the thick of it, and I didn't know. Okay, all right. Let me see that, okay. Shelly Fanny says, good afternoon to Shelton and all viewers and listeners of The Real Issues. Adela Seeley Greetings, Real Issues family. Make it a terrific Tuesday. And it is, I think. Arlen Thomas says, I can remember we had one. Not sure what she's referring to. Sabina Fontinel also sends a greetings, as well as Peter Sexius. Carlton Augustine. Carlton says, May Day is SLP Day. I'm trying not to politicize the thing, Doc. What you doing, Dr. Carlton Augustine? When you say that you're going to fauche some people who are leaning towards yellow, you want to bring them into the fold, and there you come saying it's SLP Day. Anyway, I know where you're coming from. He says, good afternoon to Senator Daniel and viewers. Thank you very much. Stanislaus Amaso says, to God be the glory for great things he has done for us. Amen. Good day to everyone. Mr. Shelton and Nigel, thank you. Bernadette Charles, good afternoon to you. She says, I couldn't get you on Facebook yesterday. We were not there because, we had, for some reason, gotten ourselves knocked off because of some report that was made to Facebook for us. Ken Joseph, good day to you. Luce Emmanuel says, good afternoon, Shelton and viewers. Son Mel says, yes, Shelton, I am on. We are glad to hear that. Wayne Japol, greetings to you as well. The telephone lines are open for your calls as we are reading your messages, 724-7325 and 45-33911. All right. Thank you all very much for attending to the same. We really appreciate it, your being here today. And give us a little update, as you've been doing, of what you're picking up in the Senate. Carlton, you call me senator. I'm not a senator. Not today. Temporary one from time to time. My last appointment was from the 18th to the 27th, and that has passed already. Dr. Alison Jean, who I was subbing for on the last occasion, she's back, I think, and she should be taking part in the Senate sitting and deliberations taking place today. So good afternoon to Dr. Alison Jean. Nice to know that you're back. If you're back, I think you're back because they didn't send and call me. And I hope that you and your family are all doing well. 4533-911, the number to dial, and 724-7325. Really appreciate it. Let me say greetings to David Molwy, who says, hi, Shelton, listening live to the program, buddy. On the question of the low calls, it's possible that tomorrow being a holiday, folks are in the city busy getting stuff done. And also it's the last day of the month, so people probably would have their end of month business to do. He says, great program as always. Always a pleasure listening. God bless. Happy Labor Day to all the workers of St. Lucia. Wishing that... All right, we have a call on the line. Let's take that call. Hi, good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon, Shelton.
Hey, how you doing?
Malar, man.
Malar?
Malar. Saudi, man.
Wala piam going to say go amun na deka dilo.
Wala piam. Makota mafa we, man. Me te maruno. Aka ese kuti. Aka ese pali fonsi, okay. Aka ese kuti Senate sitting now dia moi join Timoso sa leader government business di moi réaliser même si l'école en session il y en a des students qui absents mais ils sont happy. Mais Shelton, moi t'en nous dire là about PhD. Qu'est-ce que PhD? Non, pas de PhD, on couillon mon docteur. Qui qualité docteur Shelton?
Si oui, moi l'idée de ça te parler en Sénat là, si on va pour faire indication. Madame la son éducateur, hein, so moi ça really do exactement.
Si madame ça la son éducateur?
Well, selon moi c'est ça.
Moi l'idée c'est faut derrière aller chanter calypso plutôt parce que en vérité garde calypso de chanter là non soca non dernier segment Shelton ti madame ça n'a gardé moi mon cas espérer parce que moi maintenant les mon cas espérer bien ti madame là il a parlé ou savez qui madame là j'ai plané élection qui madame là endorse budget là c'est tellement il a plané élection parce qu'il dit la pan pièce manière budget ça là par linked. I beg an excuse for my Kringlish. Par linked Et puis en élection, il simplement pas serving more power la élection. You means to tell me you find nothing in the budget, that budget that's going to touch lives from birth. Wait. Yes, it's continuing because the others have touched conception to birth, and now this is going to touch from preschoolers to seniors and retirees, and you find nothing in it except it seemed to be an election gimmick. What is it about that man that has these people with PhD behind their names? I had a breakdown for the PhD, but I didn't give much thought to it before I called. That have these people exposing themselves like that, Shelton. Dr. Sarah Polius, an educator.
Let me ask you that. You didn't know that before, that she has a PhD, or she got a PhD not too long ago? I mean, in the Senate, she was roundly congratulated by the president, by everybody who spoke and so on, and I don't remember any questions being asked about it.
I remember something like that because I posted something on Facebook and I wanted to call her a scholar. And then based on a presentation, I said, you know what, girl, no chance calling the lady a scholar, because nothing about her says that she's a scholar.
Well, a lot of times somebody having a PhD or a doctorate or being somebody of a vowed intellectual standing and so on, it's not reflected in expression and in speech and so on. Maybe the brilliance...
Well, that is true, but Shelton, she should sound the... Come on, man, you can't tell me you're letting a man with a mixed degree rule you like that to the point of embarrassment, man. Shelton, you see, Mr. Pierre, he has, like someone said that, and I remember having said that before differently, that Mr. Pierre was placed somewhere, right, and cooked, baked for this time, this period that we are in, because God saw there would be the need for him. And this morning, an artist said, when you have somebody with two biblical names, there is no way that you cannot expect great things from that individual. And he was speaking about Mr. Pierre. All I can say is this budget has bowled them over for 12 to the point of ensuring... Wait, Shelton, do you know where the leader of the opposition is? Is he here? Is he back yet?
Has
he been able to revive?
I don't know. But the leader of the opposition himself has not been sick, you know. It's his wife, I think, that has not been well.
No, I'm not insinuating or even suggesting that he's sick. I am simply saying that he got the information regarding the budget so long ago that it hasn't bowled him over. It has bowled him over for 12 that he gone and he can't come back home yet.
Yeah,
and he can't respond yet. Not even a press conference. My G, enjoy the rest of the day.
Before you go, let me ask you, do you know anything about this Charlie's challenge, the two lead pencils thing and so on? Do you know anything about that?
I thank God that I don't, Shelton.
So you've never heard about it, or what's really the story behind it? Have you nobody ever talked to you? Never talked to anybody about it?
No. What challenge? I didn't quite get.
All right, something whatever that young people do with two lead pencils, and the four corners of it or the four quadrants of it and so on.
Shelton,
that seems to
I have not heard of the recent one, but that has been around for a long time. That has been around for a long time.
I know, but
children.
I know, but what do you know about it in terms of what you've heard?
I have not heard anything of recent.
Okay.
I have not heard anything, and I thank God that I'm as ignorant about the current one as I was about the ones that were around when I was much younger. We just have to pick our battles. I mean, children need to be smart enough to know. I mean, let me tell you, Shelton, a lot of things, all it needs is that you just go inside and you do a mental evaluation before you get involved. And it's again down to parenting, how you parent your children to respond to peer pressure so that they are not misdirected from what you are teaching them in the house.
All right. Someone says, Shelton, in this instance, we may have to redefine the PhD to mean permanent head damage, you know. So somebody just send this message in there. That might be something. We're taking your call, 724-7325. You can WhatsApp call us on that mobile number, or you can direct call us on the landline 4533-911. It's our last program for the month of April. And tomorrow we'll not be having a program because it will be a public holiday, Labor Day, also called May Day in St. Lucia. A lot of the trade unions will, I'm sure, have activities organized in observance, in commemoration of that day. All right, so let me see if we have some more of messages that we can read from the Facebook Live. Now that we have two platforms that we can read from. Let's see if we can get that. Good afternoon to Noella Joseph as well. All right, let's see if we can get some of them. All right. Somebody says, okay, somebody mentioned they called Nenin to leave Fira alone. So I suppose they're referring Nenin to Cornelia Jacob. But we have another call on the line. Good afternoon, The Real Issues.
Hey, hello. Good afternoon, Shelton. Carlton Killer. Carlton Killer.
Comment il est?
Me vle parler about budget ça agace. Na catcher les manières pour parler about budget. Mais ça c'est plus bel budget. Moi ouais la vie moi.
Dis-moi pour qui raison?
Ça c'est un budget la pli. Vous savez la pli à 14 à sur tout le monde. Comme Bob Marley dit. La pli à 14 à sur caillou monde so. Mais really 14 biche manger pensioners, farmers, pêcher tout le monde joue un t-shirt. C'est plek. Manière Mr. P faire ça, il pas croiser